Good morning. This is Dom Palayo checking in with you guys again. It's been a few days. I've been experiencing some significant health problems here in the last few days. I have had a major gout attack. I had never even been diagnosed with gout, but I had joints like my ankles and things flare up before, and I just kind of always chalked it off as being just arthritis or just a little inflammation flare up. But last week, both of my ankles and one of my knees um, have all been inflamed at the same time. If anyone has ever, experienced gout or has known someone that has, it's not a lot of fun. I have been pretty much laying in bed for the last 3 or 4 days. Um, Getting from the bed to the bathroom has been a chore, and it's about 10 feet, by the way. um, it's crippling. It really is. It's like you can't even walk. I've it just Whenever I've had these flare ups in the past, it's just been one joint, and I can usually get around okay. But when it's both ankles, and the ankles especially, boy oh boy, it's painful. The knee, it's like it's a struggle, but it's not as painful as the ankles are. Um. Anyway, lots been going on in the news recently. We've been looking at Trump's picks for his cabinet. Um, some of them I like. I Some of them I'm not real wild about. The stock market seemed to like the Treasury pick. My only concern with his Treasury pick is that this guy used to work for George Soros and was involved in some of the things that George Soros did with the British pound and all of that. Look that up sometime if you don't aren't familiar with that story. But the guy's worked with George Soros, so he's a hedge fund guy, and makes me a little uneasy. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have expected Trump to put a George Soros guy in his cabinet, but we're just gonna see how that goes. Stock market reacted to the news positively. It was up 400 points. I haven't looked at it, since that, but the stock market liked it. So it sounds like they're expecting him to help temper some of the in, inflation and all of that. So anyway, Trump. I'm sure there's a reason Trump put him in there. I'm just makes me nervous. I This is Thanksgiving week. I am hoping that by Thursday I'll be able to walk. Uh, Both of my ankles are better now for the most part. They're still a little tender, but the inflammation seems to be gone. The right knee is a problem. It's my right knee right now is about double the size of the left knee. So I'm trying to get all the inflammation out of that. Basically what happens with gout, uric acid crystals build up around the joint, and then your white blood cells attack the crystals, and that's what causes all the inflammation. And so my right knee is just inflamed as all get out right now. um, I've been eating cherries. They say cherries are good for gout, so I've been eating a lot of cherries here lately. I did get a prescription to help me with this too, but we'll just see where we get. Um, I'm hoping to go over to my parents' house on Thursday. My brother's in town from Arkansas. I haven't even seen him yet, so I'm hoping I'll see him this week. Um, I have now lost, as I've told many of you, I had bariatric surgery back in October, on October 11th. Today is November 25th. I am down. I was 315 at my high, at my peak, my highest weight. This morning, I was able to get on the scale, although I will tell you it was a little hard to balance up there. And the number was moving around a little bit, but it seemed to be hovering right around 257. 257. So I have basically lost 58 pounds since July. That's pretty good. Um, I'm pretty scruffy because I have not gotten out of. I haven't showered probably in 4 days. I can't. It's been hard to stand, so it's just. It is what it is. I am just trying to get my joints healed up, and I can rejoin the world of the living, basically. Um, I think this is about as long as my facial hair has ever come out. Um, I feel a lot of positive energy, um, you know, with everything that's going on in terms of, and maybe it's just going to be short term, um, with all the changes coming with our government. I think the governmental change is going to be a good one. I just hope that the neocons in the government don't hamper Trump trying to do some of the things that need to be done. Some of these things just need to be done. We need to get a bunch of these people that are not here legally. We either need to get them out or have some way of getting. I mean, if they've been here for years, and they've been contributing members. Our country has need of labor. So I'm not entirely opposed. If they've been living here for some time, they haven't broken any laws, other than the fact that they're here illegally, and they've been contributing, working, and paying their taxes as they're supposed to be. That I want to put that up there too, because that's important. There's a lot of them that try to skimp around that, but if they've been doing everything the way they should be, I'm open to looking at trying to get these people legalized. But there's a lot of them that need to go home. um, you know, so many of these people have used asylum as their excuse, and they're not here because they're afraid. Most of them are here because they want American money. That's the reason they're here. That's the reason almost all of these people are here. Um, sure, some of their countries, there's a lot of violence. I know El Salvador's had a lot of violence problems. I have heard that their government's starting to crack down on it. I think they've gotten tired of it. So I've heard that their government's starting to take care of business. And hopefully, countries like Nicaragua, Colombia, Venezuela, a lot of those countries down there, I think the people just feel like they don't have any hope, being down there. And so when they're in that situation, I can understand them wanting to move to a better place. But with asylum, also, you're not technically supposed to be able to pick and choose what country you go to. You're supposed to go, to another country close by where you can have a better life. It's like if they're in Venezuela, they could go to Colombia. Colombia is much better, better place to be than Venezuela is these days. The Central Americans could go into Mexico and reside in Mexico and have a better situation there. Um, I feel like so many people think we're trying to bully the immigrants. It's like, no, it's like almost every country that I know of has migration rules. Um, I can't just go to Europe and just with my passport and then, and just stay. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a visa, and then if you want to live there, you have to file for residency. And if you don't have that, they're gonna deport you, and that's the way our country needs to be. So anyway, um, I can't believe we're almost at the end of 2024 already. Starting to really feel my age. It's like this gout thing typically is something that heavier people deal with, and I'm working on getting the weight down. Um, they tell you don't drink alcohol. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so that's not the issue. Red meat's supposed to be. I do eat some red meat occasionally, but I don't eat a ton. Shellfish is off the list too. It's like that's not good for people with gout. So my diet is kind of getting limited. They said no turkey, no turkey. Here it is Thanksgiving. I can't eat turkey. They said chicken's better. Chicken is a better choice for people with gout. So I might wind up having some chicken for Thanksgiving instead of turkey, which I'm a little bummed out about. I'm not gonna lie. um, also, one of my favorites at Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie, and I don't know if I can eat that right now. After gastric bypass and experiencing gout attacks, probably not going to be on the menu either. um. Anyway, I really just wanted to get on here and update you guys with what's going on with me. I am going to get this channel going. I feel like there's just so much that we need to be doing for our young people. Um, Trying to rebuild Trump's talking about getting rid of the Department of Education. I don't see why not. To be very honest with you, the Department of Education in this country has done nothing but get worse ever since the Department of Education was created. We were like at the very top of the world in education when it was first created, and we are like 25th or 30th now. So we're obviously not doing something right. So I don't think it's all the school's fault. I think video games had a lot to do. I've said this before, and people get mad about this. But to me, video games, same thing with social media. All of this stuff it's like candy. It's like candy. It's supposed to be a treat. It's not something that you're supposed to spend, hours and hours and hours a day doing. And so many Americans have gotten to that point, and it's just almost addictive. It's not healthy for us. It's not healthy for us as human beings, and I think that's a big problem. That has been a big problem with kids. I remember when I was growing up, before the advent of most of the home video game systems and all. I remember I had a friend in elementary school, and he was always the brainiac. And every spelling bee, he was always the one that won. He was just the stereotypical nerd, right? Stereotypical nerd. And then I went to his house one time for one of his birthday parties, and this was right about the time that the Nintendo came out. The first Nintendo, the first NES system. And I went and we went over to his house for his birthday party, and he had his video game system hooked up in his bedroom. And he had his video game system there, and he had a stack like 30 games high of Nintendo games. And it was no time. It was a year, maybe 2 years after that he started dropping off. He wasn't winning the spelling bees anymore. He wasn't he just, I don't know, and he just became kind of an average student after that. And I think that's a big part of it. Parents need to make sure that their children, that they're not overdosing on candy. They need to make sure their kids are, that it's a treat, that it's a treat for them, that they can, sample a little bit of each day maybe, but that's basically it. And really the way it should be. That may be hard for some people. I know there's people that love gaming and all, but a lot of this stuff is addictive, and it's basically candy. It's brain rotting, It's like, so I think that would be a big push and a big help for our kids to get them reading more. Um, you know, I think video games kind of replaced a lot of kids reading, and I think it shows, and I think that's part of why our education system is where it's at. Um, anyway, I'm opinionated, I know. um, I'm gonna end this video here. I don't like to make super long videos. This is a little over 15 minutes, so I want to let you guys go. I will eventually get a shower. My hair feels pretty greasy right now, but I'm once I can get in there and can stand fairly well, it's like right now with my knee the size of a grapefruit, it's not going to happen, but we'll get there. We're almost there. And y'all have a great day.